Let me tell you the most realist thing you're going to hear today. Over 50% of all the success you're going to have in life is going to be based on the person that you decide to marry. Men, let me tell you something. If you pick the wrong person to be the mother of your children, you will be miserable for the rest of your life. When you marry somebody, you marry them and you marry the baggage that they come. And the moment that you have a child with somebody, that person is going to stay in your life for the rest of your life. I think so many men specifically, some men out there are not 100% on the person that they're going to decide to have children with. And sometimes it's after a short relationship, sometimes a girl in your whole life. But look, guys, just because you know somebody as a friend doesn't mean you'll know them as a parent, doesn't mean you'll know them as a wife, right? Just because you've been dating somebody for a year does not make them the one. If I could give you guys any advice, I would say you have to be so careful on the person that you decide to spend the rest of your life with. If that person that you live with is having a bad day and you wake up and they don't know how to control their attitude, guess who else is automatically going to have a bad day? You. Okay? Now, let's say that you want to start a business, you want to start something, and you want to go this way, but your wife wants to go that way. Imagine how much progress you're going to make if you pull this way and they pull that way. Not much. This is what happens in most relationships. There's a new business, whether it's insurance, whether it's e-com, whatever the case may be, you get home and you're so excited, and your partner is Mrs. Negative Nancy. Is like, you shouldn't do that. You got to have a real job. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't that. Look, and I'm going to tell you something. If you don't follow your dreams, you are going to hate that person for the rest of your life. Why? Because you're going to spend the rest of your life, hear my words, spend. When you spend something, you have less. You're going to spend the rest of your life hating that person because you're going to think, what would have happened if I would have took the insurance serious? What would have happened if I would have took the investment serious? What would have happened if I would have been more focused, right? On what I wanted, right? Well, and then, you know what? And let me tell you something, guys. And most of the time, especially if you're in your 20s, that person that you're arguing with right now that is stopping you from getting to where you want to be in life, that person's not even going to be the one that spends your time with you. I can't tell you how many times I've been dating someone and I'm like, this is it. This is one earlier in my life. And guess what? Terrible. And sometimes we would be somebody for months, maybe even sometimes even years. And you're like, wow, I can't believe that you switched on me. Look, let me tell you something. They didn't switch on you. That's how they were their whole life. It just took you a year, 2 years, maybe 3 years to find out. So if you learn anything from this video, men, be very careful on who you decide to spend the rest of your life with and have children with. Because if you have children with them, you are going to be involved in their life forever. Last thing I'm going to tell you, when you commit to being with somebody, you're going to marry their debt. So if they have debt, you have debt. If they do have problems, if they have bad health, you have bad health. It is a cheat code, guys, to be with the right person. Trust me. Anyways, hope that helps somebody.